So today we're going to start with the hands-on exercise that you should all have in front of you right now. So can I get a little overhead camera here? And let's draw some pretty pictures. All right, so in networking, we understand we have an analysis and design problem. You guys remember? So we analyze stuff, we design it, then we implement it. Nothing special there. We've done that 100 times, haven't we? You guys are used to this stuff, right? So in this one, our analysis is we have some cabling in. We need to design the switches we're going to get. And there are some patch cables. What are we going to do? And we're going to go ahead and make our budget. We're not actually going to buy them though, right? You all did that, didn't you? Looked it up on what the prices were? So let's do some analysis. First thing, I want to draw as a diagram our different rooms. So we have a room up here. This is an upstairs room. It was 21 something. We have a number out there in the peanut gallery. You're supposed to have it in front of you. 21 what? 2154. You're supposed to be in front of you. All right, so this is room 2154. We understand from the last assignment in our own brains that there's a whole bunch of cables coming into room 2154. These are spread throughout the building, various offices. They go to various offices. By the way, here's your little trivia. What is the maximum length of these? They're going to be less than how long? Each cable. Less than 90 meters. Yeah, very good. So we're going to remember that kind of stuff. It's less than 90 meters to get into this building. All of these things go into this thing that you should have priced on the last one called a patch panel. Y'all remember that thing? It has lots of panels here. Every cable that comes out of the walls gets, one end goes into the patch panel. Out here it comes out into a plug. We've seen those two. Outlet on your wall. All right. How many were on? This is 2154. How many have we got here? How many PCs are out there? How many cables? 210. This is upstairs. This is 210. You're supposed to have this in front of you. Come on. Everybody else is quiet. 165? That seems like a lot. Just for one side. 2154.
75 and 10 on the west and 75 and 5 on the.
All right. So this one's 8. I don't know. We'll say 85 because we're not sure, I guess. Then we know there's another room over on the other side. Or it's a closet, remember? These are the closets. 20 what? You know you want these on your design because you're going to need to put your stuff in this room and you need to know where it goes. You guys understand that, right? All right, so here's my other one. Coming off of here, we decided there were going to be 80. So there's 80 lines going out here. I'm not even going to draw the patch panel over there. All right, so I got 85 over here. Let's just look at this room first. All right, so what I need to do is I need 85 switch ports. And I'm going to go out to Amazon, Monoprice, Datacom Warehouse. I might call my Cisco vendor and say, what do you got for me? And what did he have for somebody in the peanut gallery?
The switches.
Yeah, how much? What kind of switch did you buy? How many ports is it?
Cisco SG200.
Okay.
50. That's 50 ports.
50 ports. It would actually be, there's going to be 48 on these, just so you know. What they're selling you, this is 48 plus 2 uplink. Okay, so it would have, it said, didn't it, 2 fiber ports, okay? So the 48 ports are just normal unshielded twisted pair. On the front of the switch, you would see them usually in groups of 12. Anyway, there's lots and lots of ports on here, okay? So there's 48 ports that applies to how many of the 85 we're going to use, all right? So if I've got 48 and I need to serve 85 people, how many of these do I need to buy? 2 of them. So I need 2 times 48 port, 2 uplink. I'm not going to draw the other one. This is just going to be a switch. Right, 2 of those over here. If I've got 80 on this room, how many of those kind of switches do I need? Looks like 2 here also. So I get 2 times 48 port. How much did that cost, by the way?
For just,
Yeah, for that one. For just one.
oh, for just one, it's like
Okay. $511. All right. Cheap. Okay, over here I'm going to buy 2 of them. We're good here. Then I got the big room here. I'm drawing it down here because I want to. What's the big room number? Or we don't have a number on that one, do we? Big triangular room. How many workstations have I got coming off of here? There we go, 210 PCs off of here. We draw our PCs up here. All right? So that's what it's going to look like. For 210, how many of those 48 ports am I going to need? 5. So I got 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 times 48 ports. All right. Now before we go too far, I'm going to switch back. And this is a diagram I started drawing last week, and we'll get into that later. We'll extend this later. All right, remember I had these switches down here, and then I called this one a special name. I've been doing this a while, right? So this is the core switch, and these are work group switches, okay? Work group, core. Work group is where I plug my PCs in. Core is the switch that connects them all together. We liked that one, or we called it core because it was different. And what was different about this switch? It's magic. Yeah, what's so great about a core switch, or what's different about it? What needs to be different? Okay, I'm going to put my important stuff here, and it needs to be, if you compared it to this switch, what would be, or would they be different or the same?
doesn't need to be connected to the server, right?
Yeah, I plug a server onto here, right? We'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to put my server on here. These are work group switches. This is where the clients go. This is a core switch. This is where the servers go. This kind of switch is something, and this kind of switch is different somehow.
Is it because it's
High
to
quality.
outside?
There we go. So the Peanut Gallery says the core switch is the higher quality switch. I need a faster, higher performance switch here. Relatively few connections. Down here I'm going to have a lower quality switch with a lot of high-speed connections. All right, that's a work group switch. So going back to the diagram we just did, these switches are 48-port switches that we're plugging all of these clients in are going to be what? Are they core or are they work group? They should be work group, right? So all the ones that we're plugging, and remember there's going to be lots and lots of clients plugged in here, okay, all over the place. This is where they all come in. I'm not drawing it especially well, but there you go. This is where all the clients, all the various PCs are going to be plugged in. So these are work group switches. I'm going to get 9 work group switches. All right? So now I bought my switches. Well, I haven't bought my switches. I need to buy a core switch. This is Dr. Haynes bought one. Dr. Haynes bought a core switch. Okay? And why does Dr. Haynes buy a core switch? Because how is he going to connect these switches together? I've got a star here. I've got a star here. Star here, star here, star here, star here, star here. And the overall topology is an extended star. Do y'all remember that? So I'm going to connect these in individually. All right? Y'all seeing this? So if I drew this as a flat diagram, it would look like I'd have my core here, then I would have my 9 switches. Okay, just because the switches are all in the same rack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 switches, right? So this is my core, then my work group switches, this is where the PCs are. Okay, we're getting used to this, right? There's lots of PCs out here. I can't draw them all because there's so many. All right? So in our brains, we understand each one of these has all those clients connected to it. This one has all these clients connected to it. So I've got a star here, a star here, a star here. This is all my client connections. Okay, lots of PCs connected to each one of these switches. Okay, and in fact, the person here that told me about these nice switches that they bought, they actually said that Cisco advertised it as a 50-port switch, and I said it was a 48 plus 2. Because what it has on it is has 48 unshielded twisted pair ports, 48 RJ45s, and then it has 2 optical ports, and that's what we're going to plug into to connect to our core. Right? The other thing is, what was the speed of these switches? 48 ports, how fast? You wrote down the specs, right? It was probably 10, 100, 1,000. Okay? What does that mean for our core, which we want to be higher performance? I want it to be above that. So whatever this uplink was, what was your uplink speed? Did it tell you?
Probably.
Well, whatever the uplink speed was, hopefully, if I'm going to run my clients at 1,000, I want to be 10 times that much. So I should be able to get 10 gigabit uplinks. That means this switch is going to be a 10 gig switch, okay? This switch needs to be faster. At least, very least the same speed, but it should be faster. All right? Here is where we're going to connect my servers. I think there were, how many servers did you guys have? You had 3 servers, and then I'm going to have an internet connection, or a connection to the rest of the web, or the world of ODU. All right? So this is how Dr. Haynes would do it. It's not that hard, though. I want you guys to remember this. This is what a network administrator looks like. They have 2 legs and a body and 2 arms and a head. And they wear shoes, pants usually, men and women, they do this. Because it's just easier to get around in pants. You got to bend over a lot too. I guess I don't know. I don't wear a skirt anytime, so. But I've heard that it's easier to get around in pants. So they wear pants and a shirt, you know, like a polo shirt and some khaki pants, right? Decent pair of shoes. Oh, there we go. See? Oh, come on. That's a nice shot right there. See? Oh, wait, but you got to have my shirt in there. They look a lot like me. I can't draw this with that up there. Anyway, so there's arms. Whatever. Okay. So they look like you. This is a regular person. Okay? So a regular person buys these. Where did you find these switches, by the way? What did you find them on? Amazon. So you guys have bought stuff on Amazon, right? So I could go on Amazon and I could say I need 9 of these, and I could find a more expensive one. I might find it on Amazon too. I might have to go to like Datacom Warehouse or call my Cisco rep. But I can buy them. They'll be shipped. They come in a box. You guys have seen that happen, right? Comes in a box, and I unpack the box. It has styrofoam, right, around these switches. And then I stick them in here, and I plug them in, and there's a plug. You guys have plugged stuff in too, right? There's all these wires that I bought last time, and I plug those in. I've seen those clips. This is just normal stuff, okay? It's not rocket science. Now, so Dr. Haynes did this fancy thing that maybe you didn't think of. What you might have done is it could have been just as easy. I could have put a link right here. You can't really tell that's a different color, sorry. This is orange on my sheet. I could have put a link there, and then I could have just gone here and put a link there, and then here to here, link them up, draw a link over to here, and draw a link to here. That would still work. So orange method still works. Okay? This isn't the best setup, but it totally works. Are we good with totally works? And it would work probably okay. Yeah.
Last time when we did our, I saw different switches that didn't need the RJ47 connector, like they went directly in there, and I just was wondering what's the pros or cons or benefit or.
RJ45 is pretty much it.
No, it didn't have where you
You talking about
connect
the
it.
backside?
The backside, you
Where
could
you
just like
punch
clip
that?
them in or something? or
Oh.
plug 'em in.
Like
The
on the
rack,
back of the wall
the
out
switch
where
was
it's-
different, the switch side.
Yeah.
The wall side, you're still supposed to have, it was supposed to be easy.
So you're seeing something that has this huge plug. It's like about that big.
It looks just like that, but they just left off,
It's like on the
you
back
know,
of
your
the
little
patch
jack
panel.
connect. I don't know how to
It's like
explain
where you
it.
connect the actual, when you
connect
strip
the
back the
wires
wire,
straight.
Right.
you punch, you use your punch tool to punch into the.
Yeah, that's this, the patch panel, isn't
Yeah.
it?
No, it
On the
said you
front,
don't
on the
need
front,
them.
it's an Ethernet
Unless I
port.
read it wrong.
On the back of it, it's a patch panel.
On the back, on the one side, you didn't really see anything, but it looked more industrial, where you could turn it over, they were like gray, and it looked like you could feed them to the top or the bottom, whether they're A or B, and you fed it directly into the.
Okay, I've never seen
the
anything like
wire,
that.
Just the wires exposed, that's why I was like, yeah, I think I only saw one example of it, but.
That's probably a patch
That's
panel.
on the back of the patch panel. The front would be where you plug in the.
So it had like little tiny teeth on it,
That was like the big thing.
like these little white teeth.
Yeah, I think so. It was-
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
patch panel. Yeah, the back of it looks like these teeth,
Oh, okay.
and then the front has a plug.
Or
Is that
maybe
what
I
you
was
were
just seeing
saying?
the back
Yeah,
of
it's
what
not
you
a
were saying.
switch. You were just
Oh,
seeing a
okay.
patch panel, probably.
Oh, that, yeah, it's probably a patch panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The back of it, and it has the, and you punch it down. We had a punch down, like an outlet here, right? No? I thought I showed one, no?
You just
Oh.
showed the router, so that's why
Okay.
I was wondering what the purpose of that was.
Let me just get onto this computer and if I can, let's see.
So I'm getting confused between patch panel and switch. I mean, I know what a switch is, but I'm getting confused as to what the patch panel really, some of those things.
Nope, never mind. I can't remember my ODU NAT login, or my Midas. Isn't that terrible? They have all these crazy Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Luckily, I have some help here. That's the same in every classroom. So now I've told you you can do it on every classroom,
And you
right?
just beamed it up. And change the DACA one next month.
Slightly better than
Password.
All right, let me look at. All right, can you switch me to the computer video? Which one are you talking about? Is it these?
The
Stuff that
patch.
looked like this?
Yeah, I guess. They looked like the same bars that you could buy for switches, so it was confusing. Yeah, I guess. It
So
would
this
work
is the
out, yeah.
back
Yeah.
of a patch panel,
Okay.
okay? And so you can see you have to drape the wire over, and it does have A and B, you're right.
Mhm.
And it'll be, it's either here, or it will be like this one. Oh, no, that's the same way. So you can see there, hopefully. You guys see that okay? Whoops, maybe better rotate it, but. So each wire gets kind of flopped over, and then you have this tool that you push it down, and inside here there's two little blades.
Right.
You good there?
Yeah.
Then if you go to the front side, so that's the punch down. That's called a punch down. You use the thing called a punch down tool to push them on. I just thought I showed you that. No? No. Well, I'm sorry. The front of a patch panel just looks like, there's all the backs. So here's the front. Well, here's a front and a back. So you can see on the front side it has this. You can't hardly see. Sorry. You can't. That makes it even worse. On the front side, it's just these RJ45 connectors. That's this section, and then the back is that punch down. Okay. And so you just you drape the wires over, punch them on. And notice there's the A and the B, right? You can put blue. I can either do green or orange or green, and then I have brown. Right? So that's fun. Come on, that's awesome. And then if I'm going to go to a switch,
Yeah, that looks like more.
so there's a switch. That's just a normal switch. And I just punch, I just take a cable and I plug it into one of these ports and I plug it up onto the patch panel. Yeah. That's a nice one. All right, back to my pretty diagram here. All right. That's not a pretty diagram. Now, after we've seen all those pretty pictures, so we saw the patch panel, and then there's the switches. Well, and that one even has its uplink ports. So notice here, part of the thing was to say, what do you need in terms of cabling? And so I would get here 2 fiber optic cables. That means there's 2 fibers in each of these cables. I need to measure the distance, make sure I know how far that is. There's nothing that makes you look like more of an idiot if you order, a 120-foot fiber cable, and you go and put it in, and it's 2 feet short, and then it doesn't make it to the switch. These usually go switch to switch, but anyway. And just also to note here, you would normally put your servers on a higher speed connection, because what I would want, remember, this is 10 times as fast as the client speeds. And so I want to have 10 different clients able to connect at once, be able to do simultaneous access. Same with the internet connection. I think that was it. So we got our $511. This is 10 times as fast. It will generally cost you 10 times as much. And the interesting thing about this one is where I can get a 48-port switch here. I guess I could just look it up really quick. In my other classroom, I never have these. I never have the computer on, so I never know. 10 gigabit. So if I find myself a 10 gig switch, that one looks good. So you're looking at about, there's another one there. So here's my 10 gigabit. That's not normal. I need a 10 gigabit switch with optical. Oops, opticals, what? Okay, optical. Now what's that? Optical. Oh, it just doesn't want to do that. It's that one. Downlink ports. That one kind of look like. Oh, there's a better one. Oops, now I can't see the pretty stuff. But anyway, so I've got, notice here, you can't hardly see. How many ports is that one? Wire speed, blah, blah, blah. Layer 2. Where am I at? I've got 28 gigabit ports over here. And then it's got 2 10 gig. Is it there or there? That's not a good one. Let me go back. Sorry. There's got to be a better one here. Let's look here. Normally what you find is with relatively fewer ports on it. So these where it says if 10 gigabit, that means there's 48 normal ports. That's just the one we've been looking at. Now there's one. So you notice here, this one's all optical ports. Can you all see that? It's hard to see. Zoom in. Oh, it doesn't even get any better. So that's all optical ports, and that would be where I would connect. You can hardly see that, sorry. 24? So that's only $9,000. Okay, so go back to our thing here. So I'm just gonna total up. Remember, I need 9 of these $500 ones, so that's
We
gonna
all
be
did.
$5,000, I know. And then I'm gonna need another $10,000 for this baby, if I wanna really go crazy, right? My second option would be to just get a cheaper one here, and then I could constrain all my clients to just go at 100 megabits per second. And that's plenty fast, by the way. But ODU doesn't do that. They run us at the big, fast speeds. All right, so that was hands-on number 4. Make sure those of you here, you need to hand those in like up here at some point before the class is over. You have any other questions on number 4? How is it that I can do these so fast?
Did you want, supposed to do the fiber in between
The what? Yeah, you need fiber here. I didn't price the fiber, I'm sorry.
and then the servers would also be connected with fiber to.
Yes, you'd normally get a fiber,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
fiber network interface card and fiber to your server. Just to make it, really fast, high performance
My
here.
other question is when you said make sure to have a lot of connections or something like that, did you mean from the external trunk coming outside?
Here?
Do we do more than one? No, from outside the building, coming directly.
Right
in,
here?
Or
You're stuck with that.
you just have one?
So well, they would just say what you get.
Okay.
So if I was at a bigger company, this would be the connection to the internet. So I'd go to Cox and I'd say, here, I need a connection, and they would give me the connection. Normally, by the way, this one, you're not going to get a 10 gigabit connection here. The other place you want more than is here I've got 85 coming in. With 248 ports, I have 96. That's a little bit of expandability. But keep in mind, really quickly, I might add another server, and then I'm going to have to run another optical cable. So that's going to cost me, if that ever happens. As soon as I go to my 96, above my 96, I'm going to have to put in another. If I what?
Just add in the first floor again or whatever, instead of adding it in.
Oh,
I guess.
so I'm not going to allow people to move in upstairs?
Oh, you said server.
Oh, no, I mean people. Like, as I add people, I would just, this might go to, 90, 100. Eventually, you're going to add more and more people here. And so you might end up putting more I'll show you a different kind of switch you can use that there would only be one cable coming out, and we'll talk about that one later. All right, so that was hands-on number 4, and that was wonderful.